Hello, Adina. We're live.
Yes, hi, Bobby Foster Kelly, and welcome everybody to the Peace.Love.Balance recorded session. Today we are going to be talking about the chakra and the chakra system.
And I think we should just get right into it, huh, Adina? Because there's a lot to share today.
Yep.
So let's start with talking just a little bit about what chakras are. So the word chakra actually is a Sanskrit word, and it comes from the meaning itself is wheel or circle. You can kind of see in the little picture over to the left there where they show the lineup of the chakras, but also show a little bit of motion, which I like because it's important to remember and know that chakras they're alive, sort of. They're wheels of energy that are located throughout our body, and they're known as the body's energy system. So the chakras are also, or the air, the breath is actually called prana or chi in other traditions. But it's an unseen energy, and it helps keep us healthy and vibrant and physically and emotionally alive. So what's also cool from a health perspective is that each chakra is aligned with specific glands or organs and also systems that are in the body.
Throughout the body. Cool. There are 7 main energy centers within the body and chakra system. And so just knowing that we are physical forms of energy, right? Mm-hmm. These are the 7 main chakra systems. There are other chakras throughout the body, and there is other energy throughout the body, but just being aware of this alignment of these 7, it's the center and of the body to keep you centered and aligned.
Yeah, so the clearing of energy that, keeping these chakras balanced can balance our emotional state of mind. They can be excessive, they can be deficient, they can be blocked. So there's all sorts of things that go on with them. But what I think is important to remember is that they are located throughout our body, and that, as I said earlier, each one is correlated with a specific body ailment or physical function or dysfunction. And each of those centers also houses our mental and our emotional strengths as well. So each one plays a very big role in our overall vital health.
I think one of the things that I definitely want to share as we go through this energy system, as we know that these are our centers, everybody's is going to function in the same way, but maybe act differently. And what we want to keep in mind as we understand our chakras is that we want each one to be about the same. So whether they are small, but each one is very small in the same likeness, or they're really big and expand outside of our body, each one is the same size as we're working with our energy system. So there is no, right or wrong when it comes to sizing of these, but just making sure that as we're working with the chakra system, that we know and are aware that they are all similar in size.
Yeah, and I think, again, the goal is that each one is balanced and functioning, in a rhythm or a flow. Because when they're not, well, that's what we call blockages or deficiencies or things like that. So they actually rotate each one of the chakras. It's like a wheel. You can almost think of it like a fan blade, and they rotate clockwise. So as we want to, as you're focusing on and thinking about each one of these chakras, you can actually visualize the color, the location, and visualize it spinning, in a clockwise formation, because that's the goal or the intention is to help keep these moving and flowing in that direction. So, and each one of these chakras has its own, again, sort of function or purpose. And we'll go through each one of those individually. But just as an overall, the chakras affect our ability to, and I'm going to go through these bullet points right now, but they each are affected to a certain area. So, for example, our root chakra helps us feel grounded, safe, and secure. And as we move up the system, these also affect our ability to be creative and enthusiastic and abundant, and to feel confident and in control, and self-worth is affected by these. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Balanced chakras and our heart area helps us feel loved and to give love, and to have inner peace and to feel compassion. They help us to communicate and express ourselves well, and to understand life situations and perceive meaning, again, each associated with a particular chakra, and ultimately our crown chakra that helps us feel connected and purposeful and really a part of something greater, connected to the greater good. So let's get started with the first one, huh? You want to take it, Adina?
Yeah, so the root chakra is your first chakra of alignment. It is what helps you feel grounded, earth-based element, right? Located at the base of the spine. In this Sanskrit, it's called the Mula Bandha. And as we go through these, you can actually harness in on it and like squeeze it. So if you don't know how to do that, no problem. It's just like practice makes perfect. So if you are at the base of the spine and you can like squeeze that, squeeze. And again, how does that feel? I don't know. You'll figure it out. Right? You're contracting. Now that's the physical form. And then like Bobby said, now visualize or experience it spinning in a clockwise motion, and then seeing it for its true color, which would be something, it is red. In each of these colors are in its truest form. So you would want to see the truest red as you visualize this root chakra.
Awesome. And I think, the actual Sanskrit name for the root chakra is, you can see that at the top in red, it's called Muladhara. And they come from Sanskrit, so they may be a little bit difficult to pronounce, and it doesn't matter really, but just know as we go through these, each one of them does have a Sanskrit word associated with it. And I think Adina gave you a real great visual of the placement, the area at the base of the spine where the root chakra is located. There are sounds associated with each root chakra, or with each chakra as well, and you can enunciate the sound as you're focusing on these as well. And it's important when you're saying the sound, you should say it out loud is better, but that you're really enunciating the word. So the sound for the root chakra is lam, and you would say lam, so that each syllable, it's only 3 letters, but each syllable is being enunciated. It creates a vibration in your body, this sound does, that directly affects the activity in the root chakra. So it's lam.
Interesting. I'm thinking about it. It's almost like you're gathering all 5 of your senses to get in tune with your 6th sense. Ha! So good.
Yep, it's exactly what happens, right? So there's, each one of those things is associated, and there's work that can be done in each one of these areas, specifically on each of the chakras. And then there's external things as well. I'm gonna go through since I've got the floor right now, I'm gonna just do that last one, Adina, and then we'll take it back up to you to talk about crystals, because another really good source of balancing your chakras is the use of crystals. And there are some that are really helpful, for each specific chakra. But, and I mentioned this earlier, I always kind of take a spin on the physical side of it as well, because whenever you're getting a sense in your body that there's something off, whether it's just a feeling or whether it's even an illness or a disease, know that each one of those are associated with one of the chakras. And so you can work on your chakras to actually help improve your health. So for the root chakra, the glands and organs that are affected are your adrenal glands, which is your, that's the energy where where stress comes from, but also where energy has movement. Your kidneys are there, your spinal column, your colon, and also the root chakra affects your legs and your bones, the bones all over in your body.
It's so, just being aware, and then knowing, she said, Bobby was sharing the external. So what is it that we could do to bring in to help balance? And we have these support systems, which are crystals, and they're earth energies that bring in this external energy to help us keep this a balance and alignment. And, when we decide which crystals we're going to choose, it's really the crystals choose you. And so whether it be garnet, bloodstone, jasper, black tourmaline, obsidian, smoky quartz, these are just a few of the root chakra crystals that help ground and balance. Know that each crystal is has different components or attributes that help in different ways. So when you do decide to grab a specific crystal because it's resonating with you, calling to you, then just kind of read about it and find out what attributes those are. And so it helps set the intention as you're working with the crystals to balance that specific chakra.
Yeah, it's awesome, Adina. And I, when I'm doing Reiki sessions, oftentimes I'll actually place the crystal right on the area where of whichever chakra it is that we're working. So, those energies can sort of connect with themselves as well. And we decide today, Adina and I decided to start with the root chakra. So we're going to start with root and move up. And I think partly because, the root chakra, as we keep saying, is the grounding chakra. It's the one that gives us our, our vitality and our strength and our stability. It makes us feel safe and secure. It gives us courage, so it's kind of like, you protect the house and make the house safe, as you move your way up. So let's move on to the second chakra, which is known as the Swadhisthana chakra.
Well, yeah, you pronounce those.
I don't know. I've had little lessons on how to pronounce them, and I don't quite have the
tongue yet.
They're, yeah, good enough anyway.
Totally.
Sacral
the sacral.
Mm-hmm.
Sacral chakra is the second chakra. It's located in the lower abdomen, between basically the root chakra and your navel. This is orange, true orange in color. Again, spinning in the clockwise motion really takes you into the functions. Bobby, you want to share with them what those are?
Yeah, and just also that it's a water element. So that, and water, means fluidity and movement. So we really want to make sure that, there's movement and activity in that area. So this one is about, the function of this one, it's about assimilating your food. There's digestion that happens in this area. Our vitality, our sexuality is located in that. And so this chakra helps in giving and receiving. It helps with our emotions and our desires, our sexual passionate love, our pleasure. It's about movement and it's about creativity, so when you find yourself in the zone, when you're really, something creative is just coming from you, that's stemming from your second or your sacral chakra. It's also about tolerance and, surrendering, sort of giving up instead of hanging on to things. And the sound for this chakra is Vam. So we would say Vam.
Vam. Again, let me clear it out. Do it again.
Exactly. It's enunciating every one of those 3 letters and syllables. So it's Vam. Vam. Making sure your V and your A and your M. Vam. Vam. And I think as you're doing that, if you just try it right now, I can hear the vibration in your voice, Adina. I can feel it in my body. And that's what I was going to say. If you're really paying attention when you're saying that word, you can feel it resonating right in that belly area, right at where your sacral chakra is. And in that area too are also some of your glands and organs that are affected with this. So this is where, if you're a female, your ovaries; if you're male, your testicles; your prostate is in this area; our genitals, our spleen; the womb is in this area, the place of birth and creativity; and the bladder is in this area as well.
And just like Bobby was sharing, it is your creativity. It is your masculine and feminine sexuality, not just being sexual, but sexuality as this being masculine, feminine, and where you sit. So it creates more balance within that masculine femininity. The crystals that support that, you can see, are carnelian, mookaite, coral, gold calcite, amber, citrine, gold topaz, and peach avertine. So, again, these are just a few of the crystals that you can choose from, or they choose you to support in making sure that there's that balance. So now we have an outside source, which is your crystal. We have an inside source, which is the squeezing. So now we're going to go to our sacral and we'll squeeze, 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 get that engaged. Go from your root to your sacral, and then as we go up, you'll start to engage all of them at the same time. And then knowing its true color, and then we have the word that resonates with it. So these are all of the tools that you can use and utilize when you're taking a moment to create balance within your chakra system. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it made me think too, as you were saying that, Adina, this, as you're squeezing in this area, you know, to feel it, it's also really great to just breathe through that area as well. You know, so you can squeeze it and you can feel it, you know where it's at, you're attached to it. And breathing in and breathing out through that area too will also help to keep it spinning properly and help to release any blockages that might be in there. And just remembering the color orange, anytime that you feel like you need to have some, you know, need to do something to help provide support to this area, bring in the orange, you know, wear something orange, bring in something orange, one of your crystals or anything like that, because that will help it. The third chakra, Manipura, is our solar plexus chakra. So you want to take this one too, Adina?
Okay, third chakra, Manipura, which is your power chakra. Visualize where it's at. So it is above the navel, it just in your center. It's in like your deepest core. Now visualize that spinning. What is it? It's fire. Think of sun, think of bright, think of orange, like the truest, brightest yellow, to bring that in the visualization. So just like, and then squeeze it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So now we squeeze our roots, squeeze our sacral, squeeze our solar plexus as we move up the body, and you could start to feel this alignment happening, which will help in the functionings, right?
Yep, absolutely. And you know, you talked about it a few minutes ago, but this is the area where our digestion process happens. So, you know, if ever you're feeling issues with digestion, it's a really good area to focus on and to just breathe in and breathe out, because it's fire, and fire digests, right? Fire burns our food. It burns the calories. It burns it directs the digestive system, you know, and also our metabolism. So as it's, you know, as you're burning calories, you know, the fire there is helping to do that as well. It's also an area of emotion, and it vitalizes our sympathetic nervous system, which that's the part, you heard this in other videos if you've had a chance to watch them. But that's the part of the autonomic nervous system that gets activated when we're feeling stress or when we have a lot of energy going on. And that happens in this area as well. So this area, you know, works on, or the qualities of this area are things like our will, you know, our strength, our personal power, authority. So you think about these from a positive perspective. When I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling energetic, I'm feeling like I'm mastering my desire. You know, I've got control, and I feel radiant and awakened and transformed. And you know, this is also about humor and laughter and all of those good things. And whenever you're feeling opposite of those things is when you might have a deficiency in this area. And again, you can do some of these things like we've been talking about with sound, or with attention and with breath, to help to, you know, increase the flow of that chakra.
Feel the power, right? Now let's say the sound.
And the sound for this one is Ram. So we'll say Ram.
Ram.
Every syllable, right? Every word, every letter gets enunciated very clearly. Ram.
Ram.
And as you
feeling the vibration and adding that connection, right?
Exactly. You can feel the vibration in that area of your being. Ram.
Ram.
And I think we said the color is yellow, right?
Yep.
And and as Dina said earlier, you know, when you're visualizing the colors, they're just a pure, bright, brilliant form of this color. So bright yellow like the sun. And the organs and glands that are affected are our pancreas, our adrenals, our stomach, our liver, our gallbladder, our nervous system, and also the muscles. All the muscles in our body are governed from this area.
So even when you work out, if you work out, they talk about tightening your core. This would be, you know, because when you're strong here and you're strong within your core, then everything else is kind of powered through that. So definitely, that makes sense, right?
Yep. Great
And then
analysis.
the crystals that support that are tiger's eye, citrine, gold topaz, amber, and gold itself. Again, those are just a few of the many crystals out there that can support you in adding that. What, you know, if you're feeling depletion, if you're feeling like you need more power within yourself, I want to feel stronger. I want to feel more, you know, I want to feel more power within myself. Mm-hmm. You'll pull to a crystal of yellow in color to help add that vitality and that energy towards you, so that you can feel that strength and the power within yourself.
Yep. I'm actually wearing my, can you see, I've got my, my citrine ring on today. And
Beautiful.
my chakra, my mala bracelets and all the chakras colors. So you can wear these on your body. You can carry them in your pocket. You can have them close by anytime to just help, whatever areas that you want to focus on. Moving on to the fourth chakra, which is our heart chakra. Our heart chakra, Anahata, is the Sanskrit name for the heart chakra, and it's located in the center of the chest, right in our heart area.
Oh, it's so good. And contrary to its function with all the blood, it is green in color, truest green. And then located in the center of the chest, its element is air. Its function is it anchors life force and your highest self, energizes the blood and blood circulation. Absolutely. Now give ourselves a second to squeeze your heart within your chest. Squeeze. How does it feel? I don't know. Keep doing it. You'll find it. Squeeze that heart chakra.
And breathe through that heart chakra as well. Breathing in, breathing out through that heart chakra, can really help to vitalize us as well. The qualities that are related with the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, are, divine and unconditional love. This is where we feel forgiveness. We give forgiveness and compassion and understanding and balance. Comes from this area as well. Acceptance, which is the opposite of judgment, right? And openness and contentment and harmony, really nice balance. That all stems from this area within the heart chakra.
It's actually the center of all the chakras. It's the, from the heart chakra, you have your lower chakra system, and then you have your heart chakra and the upper chakra system as we start to move up.
Yep. Right in the middle. It's funny, right? Talk about balance, right? It's right in the center. And the sound for the heart chakra is yam. So we say it like this: yam,
Yum.
yam.
Yum.
You guys are getting good at that, I know, enunciating each one of the syllables. They're not syllables, they're actually letters, but you can make them like syllables, because it's really about putting attention on each one of those three letters so that you can feel that the vibrational pull and the vibration is happening right in the specific area that's focused on the heart chakra. So, and we say, we said that the color is green. There's also a secondary color for the heart chakra, which is pink as well. So you'll see things like, I find it interesting that, with breast cancer, the color is pink. And that happens within that chest area as well. So that's sort of cool, maybe prettier in that situation than green, but there are some crystals and things that are related to the heart chakra that can be either in green shades or in pink shades. So you want to take us through those, Adina?
Yeah, so emerald, green and pink tourmaline, malachite, jade, green avertine. These are all of the green, obviously green or pink with the pink tourmaline, but the green elements, which are going to add to the energy system, from Earth energy system, to bring us closer into the heart. And then we have rose quartz, rhodonite, and ruby. Rhodonite is actually, there's like black in there, there's pink in there, just know that the ones that we're sharing with you here are earth energies that support your heart when you feel like you need a little bit more strength within your heart, more compassion, more love, more self-love. You're going to go more towards rose quartz. And then the ability to give and receive love. Malachite is definitely a great one for that. But again, those are just my take on it, and you're going to determine which ones work best for you and what it is that you're trying to achieve when you're want to become more balanced within your heart chakra.
Yeah, and in addition to the emotional aspects of the heart chakra, it's also associated with particular organs and glands. So the physical heart itself, the thymus gland, which is where our white and red blood cells are created, and our circulatory system is governed by the heart chakra. Also, our arms and our hands. Very important in the industry that most of you work in the, behind a chair, working with your hands, doing hair all day long. And also your heart. Your heart as well, but your lungs are also affected by the, heart chakra. And moving right up, to our throat chakra, Vishudhi.
Vishudhi.
Vishudhi. I wish I had a better Indian accent, but you get, we call this one our fifth chakra, our throat chakra.
Our throat chakra is located directly in our throat area. Element is the akasha, or ether, which is like almost like the outside realm, the sources that we pull from in order to speak our most authentic truth. No holdbacks. Yes, filters, but definitely no holdbacks, so that we're not holding back our authentic selves when it comes to communication, giving us our opportunity for speech, sound, vibration, communication, best at communication. If I'm feeling tight within my chakra, let's go ahead and give it a squeeze. Throat chakra, squeeze, 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 squeeze. What does that feel like? Then if we don't know, that's where maybe the sound would come in to help. Right, Bobby?
The sound
would be...
The sound for the fifth chakra is hum. So we say hum.
And allow it to come in from the throat and vibrate within the throat. Hum.
I find it fascinating how each one of these sounds, literally, you can feel it in that particular area of the body, right where that chakra is. So this one again, hum. And the qualities that are related to the throat chakra, Adina talked a lot about communication, and this really is about expressing ourselves, and this is about our ability to feel like we're being heard. It's one of the aspects, to say what we need to say, really making sure that we're not holding back and that we're saying what we need to say. And also on the other side of it is feeling heard, because when you feel like you're not being heard, it can affect that area of your throat as well. So, creative expression in speech and in writing and even drawing, even painting and things like that are expressed from this area. So this area is about knowledge and wisdom and, kindness and honesty as well. The glands and organs, the physical aspect of the throat chakra this is where your thyroid and your parathyroid glands are. So you may know people that have issues in that area. It all stems from communication, comes from that area. So it's a good one to work on. Your hypothalamus, your physical throat and your mouth and everything else that's, everything physically that's in that area is affected by the throat chakra.
And then the crystals that support that are the turquoise, blue topaz, blue kyanite, celestite.
That's it.
Sorry about that. Aqua aura, blue lace agate, aquamarine, azurite. Another one that I really like for this is sodalite. Sodalite is really good for that. Again, anything that blue will be a protective provider for the throat chakra. And I thought that was interesting that you did bring that up. As I work with crystals, if somebody is having an ailment in their thyroid or their actual physical body, it's not just about an emotion. Very correct, Bobby. It is about, you can actually, if you're having certain things happen within your body, you pull these not just for an emotional support, but also a physical support in recuperating and recovering the body to its health.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually what literally leads to an illness or a disease is when there is a blockage in one of the chakras or in a particular area in the physical body. Because without the flow, without the flow of energy in that area, things can become stagnant and may, it's not like a scare tactic, but could lead to a physical, they show up physically. That's how the body lets us know something's not right. It shows up physically. We don't always listen to ourselves emotionally, right? But when something happens physically, that's when you really get the knock to go like,
oh my God, they're like poking at you.
Something, exactly. Something's, that's like next step, you that's like, okay, you better start listening. Listen, I'm trying to give you a lesson here.
Right.
All right, so moving up, then now we're at the third eye chakra, brow chakra, ajna, the sixth chakra.
In between your eyes, right? In between your eyes, it's your third eye chakra. It allows us the ability to not just see with our eyes, but to experience and perceive life in a different way as we keep that third eye chakra open, as people speak to you, being open to perceive what it is that the message, so that we can translate it into our lives and help ourselves move forward with our journey based off of the encounters that we have with other people. If that just gives you a good idea of what that is. Its element is light, and then indigo, dark blue. You know, when it comes to the colors, purple is also like a violet color, correct? So it's at seeing it for its truest color, indigo is probably its truest color.
Yeah, in this area, you know, oftentimes people will experience, you know, visions in this area. You know, if you're quiet, if your mind's quiet and maybe your eyes are closed, you know, you can oftentimes, it's almost like a little camera or a little picture where you're getting clarity and you're seeing things, like Adina said, you know, that are coming to you. This area, this third eye chakra actually vitalizes the lower brain and the central nervous system. So it's right in that area there, you know, because that's another thing. Chakras aren't just flat and in a certain area in our body. So everything from front to back in this area, you know, is where the third eye chakra is, and all of them. That just came up on this one. But just knowing that it goes from front to back of your body, you know, so it isn't just about, you know, I don't know if we created a visual or whatever of just a flat circle, but it isn't just a flat circle, right? It permeates all the way through. And this chakra is about, you know, soul realization, like who I am. It also is about intuition and insight. So when you get a hit in that area, you know, that means like you might want to listen to it, because that's really is the soul realizing. Clairvoyance, imagination, concentration, wisdom, devotion, peace of mind, things like that are all really what kind of happen in that sixth chakra area. And what else? The glands and the organs, because as I also said, you know, front to back, this is the area physically where your pituitary gland sits, your pineal gland, which are parts of your brain, your left eye, your nose, and your ears are also the physical elements of this area in the sixth chakra.
And the sound would be?
Sound. You can do this one, Adina.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll do the sound and the squeeze at the same time. Ooh, this is getting exciting. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in that third eye area. And then we'll do the sound, which is om. Om. Okay, let's do it again. Squeeze and om, om.
Om.
Oh, so good. One more time. Om.
Om.
Oh, I felt that one real good.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I love it. Love the feeling. Okie doke.
So, the crystals that support it, lapis lazuli, which is, I love this one. It's one of my favorite ones because it's like royalty, it's power, it's just like all your empowerment. I really like that one a lot. Azurite, sodalite, love that one also. Clear quartz. Just know that clear quartz is a amplifier of any crystals. But it is also a clear conduit for, you know, the third eye and the crown chakra, which we'll go into, sapphire, blue, and white, and then your tourmaline. Awesome.
Let's do it. The crown chakra. Here we are already at the seventh chakra. Sahasrara. Sahasrara is the Sanskrit word for the crown chakra, which is our seventh chakra, located right here at the top of our head, on the crown of our head.
And I always like visualize it almost like an open channel for light energy to come through and pass through me. We started at the bottom, but it's like bottom to top, top to bottom, and however it is that you need to work on these chakra systems. Located at the top of the head, its element is thought and will. Its function is being vitalized, right? And the upper brain, right? That's kind of like your category. I'm the feely bits. You're the.
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure how to take that. Yeah, we're actually both. We're each both, right? You know, it's not really one or the other, but I do get a little geeked out about sort of like sciencey stuff. I can't help it. It just really.
I love hearing it.
I think, you know, it made me think of when you were talking about, you know, how you visualize the crown chakra, you know, me too, because to me, it's like it creates this open channel that it connects us to our higher source, to a greater source, and when it's open, you know, and when it's flowing, it is connection to the source, right? That things can flow out and things can flow back in, you know, always visualizing light flowing in through the crown chakra all the way down through the rest of your body. But it is connection with the higher self, with our, you know, really just defining what our, you know, our oneness, our connection to all, and knowing that it's infinite, and, you know, divine wisdom comes from this area, that's beyond this physical realm. It's beyond space and time. So it's a really good door to be open and connected to.
Oh, and I think about that too, and you think about the light source, allowing the light source to come through. And when we open this up, the crown chakra up to this infinite source, knowing that, then you might want to go back to those other videos where we're talking about creating healthy boundaries and protecting ourselves, putting that protective barrier, because as we're completely open to all of this oneness and our highest selves, we want to make sure that we allow just the light to come through. And protecting ourselves from any, you know, outside sources as we create that alignment within ourselves, right?
Yeah. You know, and it's really easy to do that too. So, you know, it shouldn't, we don't want it to feel frightening. Like, oh my gosh, if my crown chakra is open, I'm inviting the bad goobies to come in. Which is not what we're saying at all, right? I think, right? But because there could be a sense of that, you know, and it's really easy to protect yourself. I know we want you to go back and watch the video, but with intention, you can absolutely super easily just say something like, I am open for the greatest good, the cleanness, connection with oneness, you know, and allowing only infinite wisdom and intelligence and light to enter through my crown chakra, you know. So do that. It's easy, you know. Don't be afraid to open up, that you're going to let other stuff in, because it doesn't have to happen that way.
It doesn't even feel that way. It's just being an open conduit to your highest self, so that you can be guided to do what it is that we're here to do, right?
Yeah.
And just when you are there in that crown chakra and you are allowing it yourself to see the color violet or clear light coming through, that's it. That just visualize with intention that clear light, that violet light, to radiate down and through your being, right?
Yeah, and I think it's a knowingness, right? It's a knowing that I can connect with a greater source, with my greater source, with the greater source, whatever that is for you. I can connect with that at any given time through my crown chakra.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there are, you know, as we're talking about all this out there and oneness, there also is this physical realm of the associated with the crown chakra. And again, this is where the pineal gland is, in your brain area. The cerebral cortex, the central nervous system, is here in this area as well, governed by the crown chakra.
I'm like blinking my right eye.
Your right eye, which is, yeah, kind of cool. Can you blink one and then the other? I can't, but
yes,
this one is definitely the right eye, associated with the right eye.
And then again, going into the squeezy bits, it doesn't, you know, crown chakra being the top of the head, like squeezing the top of the head, just feeling it. So it's like it's giving you an anchor, right? To bring that light to, anchoring into that crown chakra. So if you can squeeze, and then the sound is om.
Om.
Okay. So squeeze and om.
Om. So enunciating every syllable, letting it vibrate. You feel it in your throat, but you can feel it in your crown area as well. Om. It's funny when you don't even realize that one letter O can have so much depth to it, right? O.
Right.
Because you can say O, or you can say but when you put them together and really enunciate, Om, is when you're activating the vibration that's associated with the third eye and the crown chakra. Om. Do you feel it?
That's going to be our next video, right?
Yeah, we'll do some meditating.
Totally.
What
So
else? Anything else about the seventh chakra? I think we cleared that one, huh?
the
Oh, the
crystals
crystals.
are amethyst, alexandrite, diamond, purple fluorite, selenite, and clear quartz. Again, just a few to support this opening, this engagement. And again, don't forget, although we are energetically pulling in outside sources, we're doing it so we could live completely and wholly inside this body, and being very aware of what glands and organs and the really fundamental elements of what this body holds to create a perfect balance of, that mind, body, spirit. Bobby, I think we really tapped on to the chakra system and really got in to share what it is that they can be aware of as these things come up for them now.
Yeah, I think it is, as we have said in every single live and every single video that we've done, it's really about creating an awareness of what's going on. And when you spend this amount of time really breaking down and speaking directly about each area of the body, it's kind of fascinating actually to go, wow, there's a lot going on everywhere, that we might not have paid attention to before. And what do we say always? Once we know, so who was it that said that? Albert Einstein, I think he said that the mind once stretched can never go back to its original position, right? So we'll never not be able to think about, every time I feel something or I'm thinking about each area of my body, what actually is going on in that body, emotionally, physically, and what are some of the, key things that I can do to help promote fluidity and health and wellness in that particular area, which affects the body overall, right?
So welcome to your chakra system. Now that you are aware, now you can manage. And this is, again, just a small portion of the next steps that we're going to take you on into creating this awareness, this balance, and peace within our lives.
Well, before we head out, Adina, I'm just going to do my little shameless plug here, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Because what I wanted to let everybody know is that, in my private practice where I do Reiki in my studio, I do chakra balancing as well. And it can be done in the studio, but I also do that remotely, so we could connect over the phone. We just need to set a little bit of time aside and go through all of that. But you know how to find me, my phone number, my website, whatever. But if you're interested in having a session and you want to do some chakra balancing together, just give me a call.
Absolutely. I've had my session done. It was quite amazing.
Oh, that's right. We haven't had a chance to talk about that either. But yeah, Adina came to Michigan, and we went to the studio and had a little fun time. And I got my hair cut, so it was awesome.
Right.
I think that we had, sort of roughly talked about, Adina, in our next video that we will start to go through maybe some healing affirmations for each one of the chakras, so we can stay on this topic of chakras, but go a little bit deeper into how can I do some healing affirmations or some, focus on each one of the chakras. So if that sounds good to you, let us know in the comments below. Give us some feedback, and so we can begin to work on what the next video looks like.
Yep. Make sure that you like, comment, and share with your peeps. Let us know what you think, and then catch us every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Instagram Live, so that we can have live chat, communication, and just kind of communicate about what it is that came up for you about these videos or what we're up to next.
Awesome. So signing out, guys, with that, wishing you lots and lots of peace, love, balance, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.